What's up, guys? Bang, bang, lunch money time. While Wall Street's trying to get rich, the rest of us just trying to get our lunch money right. I'm here with 101 Dalmatians, Polina, Pompliano. Don't forget that Lunch Money is now sponsored by BlockFi. BlockFi has 3 products. 1, you can go buy and sell crypto on their crypto exchange. 2, you give them crypto. They give you a US dollar loan to get your crypto collateral. Or 3, you can earn up to 8.6% APY in an interest-bearing account. Go get a BlockFi account. BlockFi.com/pomp. Go get a BlockFi account. BlockFi.com/pomp. Let's go.
Somebody is loud today.
Bam, I got that trillionaire energy today. Let's go.
I got the quadrillionaire energy today.
Not obviously not, or quadrillionaires are not happy, but go ahead.
I'm very happy.
Let's go.
You see how he got scared?
Yeah, I ain't fucking with her.
The coronavirus crisis pushed global debt levels to a new high of over $272 trillion. Talk about trillionaire energy. In the third quarter, the Institute for International Finance warned of the attack of the debt tsunami.
$272 trillion in global debt. Who the hell we owe the debt to? The aliens? Who do we owe the debt to?
You saw that in a meme.
Of course. Who do we owe the debt to? They're crazy.
You can give it to me.
It's just we just owe debt to each other. This is literally like a house of cards. You ever stack the cards up, try to build a house when you were younger, and the wind blows and it all falls apart?
Who's paying this debt?
They don't know. Nobody knows where the debt is. Nobody knows who's going to pay the debt. It's because it's all a facade. They have imaginary money that they're just printing more and more and more and more and more of. But if you could just edit your bank account, why do you need my tax dollars? If you can edit your bank account, why do we have to have debt? You can just create money. That's all I got to say. $272 trillion of global debt.
Okay.
It makes no sense.
JP Morgan Chase CEO Jamie Dimon said blockchain will have a pivotal role in the future of finance, even if Bitcoin is not his cup of tea. Cup of tea? Cup of tea?
Do you want me to comment on this?
Well, what I think is happening here as a Bitcoin analyst, macro commentator, is that I believe Jamie Dimon does not know what he is talking about.
Facts. Nobody cares what Jamie Dimon says. Bitcoin definitely doesn't care what Jamie Dimon
But
thinks.
doesn't JP Morgan actually have patents in blockchain technology and stuff?
Of course. Jamie Dimon said he'd fire anyone if they bought Bitcoin or were trading Bitcoin.
If they were stupid enough to buy Bitcoin.
Remember that. I bet you that Jamie Dimon has a bunch of JP Morgan clients that they've been putting in Bitcoin or telling them to go get Bitcoin.
So I'm reading this article on CoinDesk, and they have this chart that says, would you rather have Jamie Dimon's cup of tea or Bitcoin in 2020? And Bitcoin's like whoosh, and
145%.
JP Morgan shares are not whoosh.
JP Morgan's down 14% this year, and Bitcoin's up 145%.
Well, which cup of tea would you like? All right.
And by the way, what I've been telling you guys, long Bitcoin, short the bankers.
Tesla is getting added to the S&P 500 on December, I think 21st. For the first time in its 17-year history, Tesla has posted 4 straight profitable quarters in a row. Elon is popping. You want to do your dance?
No, just don't bet against innovators. Are y'all crazy?
Yeah, but
this was the easiest call of all time. What are y'all doing trying to short innovation? When you see innovation happening, there's only one thing to do. Get out of the way. Because innovation ain't slowing down for nobody. He's built the best electric vehicle. The car company is going to end up being one of the most valuable companies in the world. He is innovating. Get out of the way. Don't stand there and say, I'm going to short you. You're going to fail. Sure, sometimes innovators fail. But when they're right.
And sometimes they're delusional, but go on.
When they're right, they're really, really, really right. And that's what we're seeing here. The man literally helped create reusable rockets that land on a drone ship in the ocean. He created the best electric vehicle. He's going to end up drastically accelerating the adoption of renewable energy. And we have a friend who called me drunk a couple of weekends ago. And all he wanted to tell me was he was putting all his money in Tesla because Tesla is going to go to Saturn. and we had to explain to him, I think you're confused. I think you're talking about SpaceX and Mars. But that's a whole nother situation. You know who you are if you're watching.
Okay.
Long Elon.
All right. So you know Dolly Parton?
Yes.
Country music superstar.
I feel like she's a very nice person.
She's an awesome person. And she made $1 million donation to coronavirus vaccine research, which supported the development of the Moderna vaccine.
So Dolly Parton's taking credit for having developed
She's not taking credit. She just
vaccine?
donated $1 million to corona vaccine research. I think that's great. See? She donated the $1 million after her friend, Dr. Naji Abumrad of the Vanderbilt Institute for Infection, Immunology, and Inflammation told her
that he needed some help. Well, look, I think that what's interesting about this is there's a lot of people who stepped up. Government stepped up, individuals stepped up, right? Really, really trying to help get this vaccine, but we still don't have it.
I know, but I just think it's cool that private figures like Dolly Parton are putting money towards research.
That's awesome. There's also a ton of people who donated money for PPE, right? Like all of the masks and gloves and all that when that was like a really big problem. Like that's the stuff. It's just people helping people. That's what we need. We don't need the government telling us to sit in our houses. Cuomo.
Okay.
Fool.
Anthony's mad because he can't attend school right now.
No, he's a fool.
All right.
Are we talking about that subject? No. Okay, well, I'm going to talk about that subject real quick. This idiot has been wrong so many times I've lost count. But yet, he wrote a book. Think about this. The governor of New York wrote a book about how he had great leadership conquering the coronavirus. And now, after he wrote the book, the coronavirus had the schools get closed, and they're talking about another lockdown. How arrogant and stupid do you have to be to have written a book and recorded the audio version yourself as the governor during a coronavirus at the same time that you're telling your small business owners that they can't operate their businesses, they're all shutting down, and then you get a $25,000 bonus? You should give up your entire salary, not get a bonus for your boneheaded mistakes. And then to cap it all off, everyone forgets there's one major idiot in the world who ordered elderly COVID patients back into the elderly care homes and ended up killing thousands of people. He's the governor of New York, and he wrote a book about how great he did for the coronavirus. But he sent people that were COVID patients back into the elderly homes, and then it ran rampant through the elderly homes. It's disgusting. We shouldn't accept it. We should literally vote all the fools out of office. That's it. Sorry. I had to get that off my chest. I saw a tweet yesterday, I think that she showed me, that literally somebody was like, so can we take our kids to school at the restaurant? The schools are closed, but the restaurants, the gyms, the massage parlors, the nail salons, those are all open.
It just shows like what the city's priorities are, and I think schools and kids' education should be at the top of the priority, especially since they have shown that COVID is not being transmitted and whatever in school. So why are we... Anyway, whatever.
Facts.
Okay.
We should get you on a rant.
All right.
Go ahead. Next.
Also, Cuomo, don't yell at journalists like that. For the first time in 55 years, cash will not be accepted at the Super Bowl. The National Football League will make its championship game all digital with the backing of its corporate client partner, Visa. It's going to be in Tampa Bay. It will use only contactless payment methods at the game in the league's fan experience events. That's kind of nice. I hate cash. It's so dirty.
I mean, look, I feel like, yes, this is good, but it also does hurt some people who don't have, other things. They are mainly cash-based, but I don't know if you're going to the Super Bowl.
Right, that's what I was going to say.
You only operate in cash.
But I think it is interesting that we're moving more and more into this cashless world, right?
Oh, it's definitely, that's the end goal here for sure.
Cool.
All right, next.
All right, so it's Ask Lunch Money time.
Is this your favorite part of the show?
Yes, I love this part.
All
right. Salil.
I'm only doing this because it makes her happy.
You love this part. He loves this part. He told me in private.
You gonna lie to people?
He said it's my favorite part. It's so my favorite that like I don't even want to do the rest of the lunch meeting. I just
Look
wanna
how bad of
answer
a liar
questions.
she is. She's such a bad liar.
Okay, Salil Vanvari said, both of you have multiple vibrant, ooh, I like that word, vibrant forms of communities on the internet. How did you both start your journeys to create these communities, and why have you chosen to diversify across platforms and types of content rather than to double down on the most lucrative platform and audience?
Go ahead.
So for me, community, for the profile, I haven't done any proper advertising or promotion or marketing or whatever of the profile. It's all been through social media and word of mouth. And I find that that is the best type of community because it brings in such like-minded people and people who are genuinely interested in the content. This week, I've been doing a virtual meetup all across the world in 14 cities across the world to meet people. And that's how you build community. What did you say? Hand-to-hand combat, except not combat, more of like meeting nicely.
True. Facts.
What about you?
I just say what I say and people show up. I've done nothing in terms of like try to build community and stuff. I literally, when people got questions, I answer them. When people want to talk, I talk. When people want to hear what I got to say, I say things. But it's mine has been much less intentional and is a credit to my intelligent wife here who is way smarter than me. But yeah, I don't know. I just found all the psychos on the internet. Welcome.
Kyle Stark. Great answers to the questions as well as on debt, military, and writing tips. I am 29 and I have recently started an online business alongside a full-time job. I've considered joining the Canadian military and just recently applied. Pomp, in your opinion, am I too late to join? Should I focus on the business instead?
Yeah, these questions are always a little bit difficult because I don't have all the kind of context. But two things that are important, I think. One is I would ask myself, what am I trying to get out of joining the military? At the age of 29, one consideration is definitely, can your body withstand it? Like, I'm 32, I'm a savage. Like, don't get it twisted. Like, I am a savage and I will do what I got to do. But, it was easier to do when I was 18, 19, 20, 21 years old than at 32. I could basically not sleep and go out and do all kinds of crazy physical stuff. At 29, 30, 31, like it's a little bit harder. Obviously into your 40s would be even more difficult. So that's one, it's just like, can your body handle it? Two is, what are you trying to get out of it? Is it, hey, I think I have to go to the military to get a job. I want to get leadership training. I want to do something else. It's usually not a decision that you can reverse. So when you decide, then you're going to go and you're going to be there for a couple of years. So that's important. And then the other thing is in terms of like business, my advice always around how do you get the most experience with business is do business, right? If you said to somebody, hey, how do you get better at basketball? Like, go play basketball, right? You want to get better at business? Like, go do business, right? And whether that's you start your business, you go and you help somebody else build their business, like just put the reps in and that's how you're going to get better at it. So it's hard for me to kind of give a finite answer, but I think that's the kind of the framework I would use to think about it. What am I trying to accomplish? Is the military the only way to do it, or is it the best way to do it? And then if I want to actually optimize for business, then the best thing I can do is just go do business.
Cool. Federico. Hi guys, I'm a 25-year-old Italian guy, hashtag free Italian Banksy. Watch yesterday's lunch money for that reference. What would you see as business opportunities that have had success in the US but have not yet reached the European market? And what advice would you give someone my age for starting a business?
I don't know if there's business opportunities that are US only or US exclusive that eventually are going to go to Europe. The way that I wouldn't focus so much on like, hey, how do I replicate a US based business? I think my better advice is like, find a problem in your life. Like there is something that is a problem in your life, and what you should ask yourself is, would people be willing to pay, or would people be happy if I solved that problem? How many other people have this problem? And so one of the problems that I see with a lot of young founders is they basically look and they say, well, what is working for somebody else? They build like a Me Too business, right? Like, oh, she has a business selling, cups. Oh, me too, I want to sell cups. Well, like, yeah, sure, but that actually might not be the best thing. And so if you want more information on this, Peter Thiel has a great talk on YouTube that I think it's called Competition is for Losers. And it's all about like, you actually want to build a monopoly, right? And people kind of get scared when they hear, I thought monopolies were bad. No, it's just you want to build a monopoly, and that monopoly ends up being you want to be the best at doing something. You want to solve a problem so well that you're the only person who can do that. And so I think that if you're going to start a business, again, what are you optimizing for? You want just extra cash? Cool. You can go do what everyone else is doing. You can literally go sell baseball cards on the street corner. You want to build a really big business that ends up being a category defining business, you got to do something that no one else is doing. You got to create the category, right? So it's what are you optimizing for? And then be intelligent about how big is the market I'm going after? What's the likely outcome here? How much money can this actually make for a business or for myself? And does that fit what I'm trying to accomplish?
Yeah.
All right.
Bang, bang.
Let's go. Last question. We're late.
Eric, Pomp, if you had to start all over today with nothing more than you and Paulina, what steps would you take to rebuild your wealth? He'd count on me to rebuild the wealth.
I told Polina this one time, if I lost everything right now, I'd make more money in my lifetime than if I keep going.
He did tell me that one time.
Yeah, for sure. 100%. Because I would basically be forced to take bigger swings, which ultimately would end up better. And I have all the knowledge. Like, people always forget, like, the number one valuable thing that I have is I have the information in my head.
Like that with everybody. Like
everybody.
Even if you lose everything, you still have your brain.
Yeah, you could absolutely take me to a country. I have no doubt. You could take me to a country. You could drop me off. Give me 6 months, and I'll have built a multi-million-dollar business. Facts. Now, what is it going to be?
But the question is how.
It's exactly what I already said. What I would do is I would look at 3 things. I would look at what are the skills I have, right? What are the problems that need to be solved? And 3, what am I where do I have an advantage in applying those skills to that problem? And so in the United States, there's really, really easy ideas around like everything from content to selling physical products to building software, whatever. When you go to other countries, a lot of times what ends up happening is like, you don't necessarily need to recreate the wheel. To like build a business that does, let's say $1 million a year in revenue, there's pizza places that do that, right? Imagine if somebody started a pizza shop and then the next person was like, somebody already did that. Like, no, they just went down the street and they're like, this one's closer to more people. Like, I'll just build one down there. And the restaurants may do $250, $500, $1 million in revenue a year. But what ends up happening is like they figured out an advantage, whether it was, hey, my food tastes better, it's better priced, I have delivery, my competitors don't, it's in a better location, like whatever. So you don't have to necessarily come up with an idea that no one's ever thought of before. What you've got to be able to do is you got to be able to apply it in a specific way. And then you've got to be intelligent about what am I trying to do, right? Watch this. How much monthly revenue do you need to get to $1 million a year?
$1 million? 83,333 or something.
Facts. You know why she knows that? Because everybody I talk to all the time, that's why I say to them, what is your plan to get to $83,333 a month?
I think that's right.
What is your plan? And if you can't answer that question, you'll never get to $1 million a year in revenue because you don't have a plan to get to $83,333 a month. But that's it. Like, if you break it down, that's what you have to get to. You have to build a business. You want $1 million a year business. You got to build $83,333 a month. When you start to think of that, you go, okay, well, if I divide that by 4, what is that? Oh, that's about $21,000 a week, right? By day, right? And you just keep breaking it down.
We would be $3 short, my bad.
Right. But like that's the whole point is you kind of continuously go through the exercise of what do I have to do and break down the big problem into smaller pieces and then just attack the small pieces.
And a lot of times you find out that it's not necessarily, in my case, creating more content or creating more products or whatever it may be. It's just changing your strategy and doing something different with the existing stuff you have.
I might do that. I might go somewhere for 30 days and see what I could do. That'd be wild.
Go to Bulgaria.
If I went to Bulgaria, I'd be a gazillionaire.
Oh, I don't know.
The Bulgarians love me.
I don't know. You get
every woman in the country. I would just hit them with TC Mnogo Krasiva. Now give me your money, and they would give me all their money. That means you look beautiful. All right, that's it for today. Ciao.
Bang bang. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Lunch Money as much as we did.
And don't forget, Lunch Money is now sponsored by BlockFi, so go check them out. There's a link in the description that you can click on. I'm an investor, a user, and a huge fan. What?
You're a bigger fan of BlockFi than you are of me?
BlockFi is my second favorite thing in the world behind Polina. They've got 3 products. They can give you a US dollar loan. You can earn up to 8.6% interest on an interest-bearing account, or you can buy and sell cryptocurrencies on their crypto exchange. I personally use the interest-bearing account. There's not very many places where you'll find up to 8.6% interest on a deposit in an interest-bearing account.
Go do your own research. There's risk associated, but 8.6% is pretty compelling. So click on the link in the description. Say thanks to the folks at BlockFi. Subscribe to our channel. Like the video. Annoy Polina in the comments. And we'll see you guys tomorrow.
And be kind to your friends.